Today, we're going over how to have an awesome family vacation on the cheap. Welcome to the Couple Money Podcast, where we talk about how spouses can get on the same page, pay down their debt faster, and get on the path to financial freedom. I'm your host, Elle Martinez. Today's episode is brought to you by the free course 5 Days to 5K. Many couples I talk to know what they should be doing, right? Pay down that debt, save money for emergencies or whatever goal they have. The tricky part, though, is where do you find the money for those goals? 5 Days to 5K is a free email-based course that helps you find, save, and earn extra money on the side so you can reach your goals faster. If you're interested, you can sign up at couplemoney.com/5K. When's your spring break? Our oldest has hers next month, but she's already counting down the days. We always look forward to our trips as a family, and typically in the spring we go down to the beach, Wilmington or Charleston, but this time we're going to do a little road trip up north. Now, we've done episodes on this podcast on how to save and get the best deals on vacations, and I'm going to share some more tips and hints on that, but it's going to be for a very particular part of your financial journey. One challenge of becoming debt-free is when you have a family and you're trying to find that right balance between knocking out your debt and still having a life. So in this episode, we're going to find a way that you can have an affordable vacation that still allows you to keep that momentum with paying off your debt. We're going to discuss how to set up a vacation fund and an easy way to build up your stash, tips to help you save some serious cash and still have a fantastic getaway, and then whether or not travel hacking is the best option for you right now. All right, let's get started. If you want to have a fantastic family vacation and not break the momentum of paying down debt, you have to have a plan. And that means putting your vacation on the budget so that you're saving up ahead of time. We want to do this debt-free. We don't want you relying on credit cards. We don't want you to take money from emergency savings. We want this as a line in your budget so that when it comes time to take a vacation, you already have the money set aside. Now, there's different plans that people are on, but a popular one is Dave Ramsey's. And if you're on it and baby step 2, you see it's very hardcore. He jokes around about being on rice and beans when you are doing the plan because you're throwing all the money into paying down debt, which I get. The idea behind this strategy is that you're focusing on one major goal at a time. That way you can knock it out as quickly as possible. But realistically, for a lot of families, that hardcore solution isn't going to work. But that doesn't mean that that's not a great idea to focus on one main goal. So what you can do is just modify it. We actually did this ourselves, where we put a significant amount of money going towards paying down that debt. But another smaller percentage, maybe, do an 80-20 split, goes to savings. For us, it was a concern of my husband is more of a saver, and so he didn't like this idea with the Dave Ramsey plan that you only have that $1,000 baby emergency fund. He wanted to have a bigger cushion. So that's how we started off, where we just slid it down a little bit, the intensity of paying off our debt, but it still was a major focus. And you can do this too. You can take a percentage, maybe 85% of that money is going towards the debt snowball, 15% goes towards padding your emergency fund or going towards a goal. And with your vacations, if you do this right, if you're doing this debt-free, we're doing it frugal, we're not going extravagant, you can use these vacations as a way to keep motivated, to celebrate milestones as you continue on your debt-free journey. Of course, the next question is, how are you going to get money to save up for it? Now, there's different ways that you can do it. If you've been a part of the 5 Days to 5K course, seen I've given you ideas on way to save on your bills and optimize your spending. But I want to give you 2 more ideas on how you can save up for an upcoming vacation, either for the vacation itself, or maybe you want to have a little extra spending cash on the side. The first one is doing a 30-day save challenge. It's simple, it's easy. You'll also have almost $500 at the end of it. So how does it go? Well, with this 30-day challenge, all you have to do is set aside money each day. On the first day, you put $1 in. The second day, $2. The third, $3, and so forth. That when you get to the 30th day, yep, you guessed it, you socked away $30. Now, this might not sound like much, but just doing this method, one person, you can stash away $465 in 1 month. And if you want to get the kids involved, go ahead. Have them set a smaller amount each day. It could be $1 or $2. And then if they're really young, put it in a jar or a piggy bank where they can see it grow. So this is a small tweak, something you do just for a month, but you can really pad out your vacation fund with it. If you're not into doing a monthly challenge, maybe your vacation is months ahead and you're looking for something that's a little smaller, a little easier to do and maintain, then I suggest trying an app like Capital, that's with a Q, that allows you to automatically save for your goals based on how you would like to save. What do I mean by that? Well, when you sign up with this app, you pick a goal and you'll put down vacation and a certain amount that you have that you want set aside. And then what you do is you create rules. Maybe it is every time you get a paycheck deposited, a certain percentage or a certain amount gets transferred. There are many different ways you can create these rules. So you base it on something that motivates you. But the idea is as these rules are met, then little by little, certain amounts of money is transferred away from your checking so you can save for that goal. And the great part about this is because they're smaller amounts, you're not going to notice them as much. You're still going to go with your day-to-day spending and take care of the bills, but you are automatically saving, which is a huge win. So if you want to try it out, they do have a special right now, Capital with a Q, and you can get a $20 bonus that you can use towards your goal. Just go to couplemoney.com/QAPITAL. That's couplemoney.com/capital. Try it out. It's free and it's a fun way to save. And then finally, you can set up an automatic by the paycheck or monthly transfer if you want to that goes towards your savings account for vacations. It's simple, it's easy, and if that's the way that makes sense to you, then please do that. I'm not so much stuck on what method you guys use to save. I want you to go with what works for you. The idea is to build this habit of setting aside money for vacation so when you are debt-free, you can use this muscle for other goals. All right, so you saved this money and now you're ready to make some reservations and some plans for your vacations. How can you do this? How can you keep it frugal and keep it fun? Well, here's some ideas that we've tried out and loved. The first one is stay local. If you have small kids, especially if they're like 5 and under, you don't need to do this big faraway trip. For your own sanity and also just to relax, it's a lot easier to stay local. Now, if you want to do staycation, that can be fun. I would suggest doing something like a nice camping trip or with the parks. But if you want to get away, which we typically do, try something that's an hour, maybe an hour and a half away. For us, Wilmington is not that far. It's a nice beach trip. It feels different enough that the kids feel like they're on a real vacation. And then we're getting a break from our regular day-to-day routine. So check and see if there are any national parks, interesting landmarks, or a beach that you guys can get away to that's relatively close. The second idea is we've done this a few times with friends through the years, and it's made the vacation much more special. It's splitting the costs. Options like renting a house or, a place together can be a doable option because it allows you to save money in an otherwise pricey spot, and you can make it a double win because you're able to swap some chores like cooking and groceries with your friends. To give you an idea of how much you can save, I'll use our Denver trip last year as an example. The price we paid for the whole entire stay for our share of the house was the price that was advertised for the hotel for one night for wedding guests. That's a big difference. And also you got to think about this. If you have kids, it's much more enjoyable for them to have a place where there's a yard or maybe a pool or some activity where they can run around. It still feels like home and they get that energy out while you relax, instead of all of you crammed into one small hotel room where they're trying to get outside and you're just trying to get some rest. And as you probably guessed by now, if you're trying to keep things frugal, having kids and getting several plane tickets can quickly eat up your entire vacation budget. So making a road trip can make it much more budget friendly. And to be honest, with the service, or lack of it rather, at the airport, it can also be a more enjoyable way of transportation. Once you're in town, whether you're staying at an Airbnb, hotel, or someplace else, you want to live like a local. And what that means is that you're not eating out every single meal. Like I mentioned with getting a house, one of the advantages is that we could share with the groceries, and that is a much cheaper option. So what we usually do is we go to the grocery store on the first day, grab some stuff, and we have enough food for breakfast and for quick and easy dinners, and then we go out to eat for lunchtime. So we still get the experience of eating out, trying something different, exploring an area, but lunch prices are usually much cheaper with dinner, and the crowds are usually more friendlier with kids. Another tip that we've especially enjoyed in cities like Chicago is doing those walking tours. You don't have to pay a guide to take you around. You can find a lot of resources online, and walking around the city is not only good exercise, but you get to know an area really well. It's a lot of fun. When I was at a conference in Chicago, the funny thing was my mom and my husband did a walking tour for Batman, of all things. And they were gone for a couple hours and they loved it. It was a lot of fun. And during their tour, they found some parks. They took the kids there. It was a relaxing way to explore the city. And if you're going to a new city, explore online and see if there are any recommendations from locals that can give you an idea of cheap eats and fantastic places that you can visit for free. If you're in Chicago, I recommend Debt Free Divas. Tony knows all the spots. And if you're going to Colorado, please reach out to my friend Michelle Jackson. She's the creator and host of Square State. So the next trip you take, try living like a local. It's a more frugal and much less stressful way to go on vacation. You may have noticed I skipped travel hacking as a tip for saving money. One reason I want to keep it off the list is that when you're in debt and you're trying to pay things off, relying on credit cards is a very tricky proposition. Let's be honest, these companies create the bonuses to make money. Yes, there is a percentage of people who will pay off their balances every month. They'll switch cards to get those bonuses and reap some rewards. But the numbers overall work in favor of the credit card companies, not you. But I do understand if you want to pay for your vacation with the credit card and then immediately pay the balance. Those holds can be so annoying on a debit card. But I don't want you to rely on credit cards to pay for your vacation. If you want my advice, I'd rather you focus on getting out of credit card debt. Wait a bit, wait a few months, see if you're better off avoiding credit cards. And then if you want to, sit down and talk together to see if travel hacking is right for you. I have a quick guide that you can review in the show notes, as well as some other resources so you can make the best decision for you. I want you guys to have a fun and debt-free vacation. Before we wrap up, I want to focus on some key takeaways. The first one is create a budget for real life. Yes, if you're in the middle of paying off debt, you're going to be focused on getting that extra money to knock it down one by one. But that does not mean sacrificing your quality of life. While your vacations may not be extravagant, you can still take a break and recharge and refresh yourself. Not only to relax, but also for your health and for your relationship and your family. So set aside month by month a little bit that goes into the vacation fund. Make savings a habit because you're going to be using that once you're debt free to start building wealth. So start that muscle now. And the second takeaway is related to this. Automate your finances. Once you establish a budget that allows you to start paying down the debts, gives you some breathing room so you can go on vacation, take care of your goals, automate that. We all get busy and it happens where we do good, maybe for a month or two, but life comes up. We get thrown off our schedule and then our finances are off schedule and it throws us off balance. We're discouraged and we just quit. You can bypass that and start building some savings and still maintain your plan by automating your finances. Get those bills on bill pay. Make sure you have those transfers into savings. If you're saving for retirement, have those automatic contributions. And then remember, have those money dates once a month just to review everything and make sure everything is going to plan. And if it doesn't, and it happens, you simply adjust. But having a system in place makes things so much easier when you have a full plate already. And finally, the last takeaway is that the best vacations are with people you love and a chance to unwind. You don't have to have a big itinerary when it comes to your vacations. Just simplify it. Make sure the people that you care about are around you. Unplug from all the noise, social media, and just enjoy it. I hope these tips help you out. If you want to chat more about saving on your next family vacation, maybe swap some ideas, please join us in our private and free Facebook group, Thriving Families. We're looking to support and help one another out in our debt-free and financially independent journeys. We're over at couplemoney.com/FB. Hope to see you there. I do love doing episodes like this from time to time because I think sometimes we focus so much on personal finance being only about investing and a strict budget and paying off debt that we miss the point of it. That we're supposed to open up some more options, get a little more freedom to enjoy our time and then move our finances towards that. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. As always, I'll have resources that we mentioned and other handy tools to help you save more of your money over in the show notes. You can go to couplemoney.com/family trips. Next week, we're going to switch gears a little bit and we're going to be talking about earning extra income. Whether you use it for goals like saving up for a house, your family vacation, or if you want to pay off your debt faster, having a little extra income can help. Mark from Vital Dollar is going to come on the show and take us step by step through his process of how he moved from a 9-to-5 to being self-employed and working from home. So you don't want to miss that episode. Make sure you're subscribed. We're on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, you name it. Our theme song was written and performed by Gentle Regime. Additional music by Lee Rosevear. And finally, and most importantly, thank you so much for listening, for sharing your episodes, emailing me with your questions and stories. I love hearing about your wins. I hope you have a great day. Take care.